Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and to another episode of the Double Feature Podcast. If you are new
Welcome
here, though,
back.
please feel free to subscribe, like this if you end up enjoying it. Hit that bell, that way you're notified every time we upload. And yeah, we got three big topics to cover over the course of the week. One of them actually is just a review of a recent movie that's doing really well, and the other two is just some headlines that have dropped.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, remember to always leave your thoughts on any of the topics that we discuss here in the comments below. We love discussing with you guys. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. The first topic we have is this latest DC news. Josh Brolin and Matthew McConaughey have reportedly passed on playing Hal Jordan in Lanterns, with Chris Pine, Timothy Olyphant, and Ewan McGregor being the remaining choices. This is just reported, obviously, they could go with like a name that wasn't even in the hat type of thing. Alden Ehrenreich is right there. Alden Ehrenreich, I forget. He's right there, but
It feels like that would be said already, though.
Yeah, I will say, I guess I'll just let you go first, actually. Like, go ahead and give your thoughts on them leaving and also the three remaining here.
Okay. So as far as Josh Brolin goes, I wasn't really vibing with the pick. Like, I could understand some people that probably liked it and, they just like Josh Brolin. Like, okay, I understand that. Me personally, though, out of the list that was there, I liked it. And Matthew McConaughey was actually a choice that, like, I really did like. Like, I was, like, on board with it. But at the same time, I was kind of thinking, I was like, I feel like you have to, like, you could get a big actor, but I feel like a big name like Matthew McConaughey would
stand
just
out.
overshadow. Yeah, it would just overshadow not only almost everything in the DCU, but like just as far as the Green being Hal Jordan goes, like it would be more like that's Matthew McConaughey. Like it would be like a Matthew McConaughey's Green Lantern. That's what everybody would kind of think. But I mean, I told you since these rumors started dropping who I wanted out of the pick, and I really do hope it's Chris Pine, because like I love me some Chris Pine. And I do think that especially out of the last couple that are left, I do think he fits the bill like really, really well.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. On just, I think the three that are left, I think that's kind of what we all wanted. Like when it was first reported that what was it, like Josh Brolin was the first, like the top pick that they offered. Like if he accepted, he would be Green Lantern, and I obviously told you I don't think he's gonna accept, because I can't remember any time where Josh Brolin did television. I really can't remember any time. And with the Matthew McConaughey pick, I know in like the whole original announcement back in, oh my goodness, was it 2022 now? Holy, when they first announced it, they announced Lanterns as this true detective inspired story. And when I heard Matthew McConaughey, I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh, they're going just for the true detective himself.
That's crazy.
I guess. But yeah, like kind of what you said, I feel like it would have just been us seeing Matthew McConaughey instead of the character, Hal Jordan. And then it got released like a couple of days after the Josh Brolin stuff that Chris Pine, Timothy Olyphant, and Ewan McGregor were like the runner-up choices, the next ones. And to me, I was like, those are the three that should be
the Ewan McGregor option is so
considered. Yeah, that one's odd. That one's kind of
is so funny to me.
A curveball. But yeah, out of the three, now that reportedly, obviously, McConaughey and Brolin are out, I'd say, like if I had to rank them, to me, last, Ewan McGregor, and then Chris Pine, and then Timothy Olyphant. There's something about Timothy Olyphant. He just has a brashness to him. And Chris Pine can definitely get that. But I feel like you kind of know what you're getting with Chris Pine. I feel like you kind of know what you're going to get. And with Timothy Olyphant, I feel like he's the type of actor who you can see look old but have youth energy, like genuine,
Yeah.
have some like banter, and have that chip on his shoulder. Obviously, since he's gonna be that mentor, that veteran Green Lantern to John Stewart. Now I'm
No, I
interested
mean I
who
could see either of
John's
those
gonna
two, to
be.
be honest.
Like this just makes me
Yeah,
really curious.
I really do wonder the whole. I think there was a Dams and Idris rumor for John Stewart. That one
Oh
I
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
I wasn't vibing too much with,
I could
because I
see
don't
it.
know.
I could
There's
see it.
like I understand that they're going with like a younger Lantern with a younger John Stewart, and like
Hmm.
I get that, but there's just something about Damson Idris that feels like he doesn't feel like he could like overpower. Like he doesn't have
I
that
guess,
look
but I feel like that's
about
the
him.
point about with this John Stewart. He's gonna
I
be
mean,
the
that's
rookie.
completely fair.
He's gonna have
Yeah,
to
that's
learn.
completely
He's gonna have
fair.
to get
He could
there and
definitely
earn
like
that.
grow into it or whatnot. But like, I don't know. There's just, I don't know. It's weird because there's just a certain image of like John Stewart that
I
pops in
mean,
my
this
head, and it's
starts
like
filming
picturing him when he's a
soon.
young is
The
kind of different.
report is it's gonna start filming in January next year. So
I
that
still,
means,
I mean, I don't vibe with the Dancing Idris pick, but I wouldn't be like mad at it. Like,
yeah, if he
I
was
like
picked,
Dancing
I'd be like,
Idris.
oh, we're gonna get a
Like,
great actor as John Stewart.
yeah.
like he's a great actor, and like I said, reportedly supposed to start filming in January. So you can
Mm.
only expect, I'd say, within like the next 3 months, just a rush of Lanterns news, like casts, maybe even more details on the synopsis and the plot, the amount of episodes, who's directing each episode. Like we are going to get a ton of Lanterns news in the coming months. I'm really interested though, like what is the mystery? Because I know James Gunn in that announcement was like this will be kind of dealing with the overarching story of the
I wonder what it's gonna
DCU.
look like.
Yeah, that too. Like obviously
Like, I
it's
wonder
Earth
what if there's a
based.
certain look they're going for.
Yeah, will it be that True Detective kind of like almost not Western style, but it kind of has a I don't know. It has
There's
this
a
kind
grit
of,
to it. There's a grit
yeah.
to it.
There is. I really wonder, or will it be kind of more punchy, more dark, but the colors something. I'm really interested, and I can't wait to see. Obviously this got the whole HBO certification, but I just want to see
Yeah.
what are they thinking with this? Like obviously it's Earth based. It's a show, so we're not gonna see some insane spectacle. But I'm curious as to what kind of lantern stuff will we see. Will we see the core at all? Will that be like an opening, or will we visit the core, or like obviously it being Earth based? Like how is this mystery going to unfold? How is Hal Jordan and John Stewart going to meet each other? Are they already like in
Yeah.
cahoots, or did they get sent here from the core to figure out what's going on, or anything like that? Like it's so interesting. This has some huge potential. The fact that we're talking about Green Lantern in 2024 after what, over a decade, like
I mean, we've been talking about Green Lantern since
I mean, it's like that original, not
after the
original,
movie.
but yeah, that movie really did some
I mean, they had a
irreparable
Green Lantern
damage.
movie slated for the DCEU, the
They
Green
did. They
Lantern
had
Corps
that. They
movie.
had that Guy Gardner show that
They
was
had the
set for
odd
CW.
stuff that's been going on
It's
with the
just
Green
been
Lantern
like
character for the
WB
past
has been
decade.
scared to touch this character since Ryan Reynolds, since that whole debacle, man. But I just
Yeah.
hope it turns out to be, just some prime time stuff. Like I don't even need the Breaking
Good
Bad,
old
the
quality
greatest
television.
thing ever.
Like here's the thing. Here's the thing. Peacemaker is good for what it is, but like what they're going for with this like Green Lantern thing, like how they're talking it up, it makes it seem like they want to go that like where Peacemaker is kind of the low key of Max, like Green Lantern would be like the House of the Dragon kind of thing.
Ah,
Like
okay,
it
okay.
would
I
be
see
the
what you're saying.
quality,
It'll be the more
like
seriously taking, the
yeah,
more.
more
I get
like
what you're saying.
more investing, like more like just like overall, like make it look like it's like top tier
Yeah, and I
type of
really
stuff.
the way they make it sound, it sounds like this could potentially be like event television. Like it could genuinely be the
Gotta sit down,
what's
get some
that?
popcorn.
What's that? What's that? What's next?
Yeah.
No, they just figured that out. Wait, what is
Yeah.
the implication? Like I really can't wait to
I
see
like
the
that. I like
discussions
that.
around this. It being a mystery show just like adds to it. I can't wait to see
I
these
wonder if the
characters.
mystery is gonna be like grounded mystery, or
remember
like
James Gunn said
it's gonna be like planetary
the thing
mystery.
that they're dealing with is the overarching story of the DCU. Like it's gonna deal with kind of the entire endpoint.
I just wonder what that's gonna look like.
Yeah, it
Because
could
when you
be
say
some
like a
little
detective
things.
show, you could have just a lot of like, you know, trying to, but it's like, what does that look like on like a planetary threat?
Well, you definitely gotta have
Like,
two
what
actors
is-
that have crazy chemistry. And like
Yeah.
just because it's kind of got I'm gonna
the
shy
world
away.
building too.
I'm
For-
gonna
for a
shy
show
away.
like that. The world building has to
Yeah,
be
they gotta mention
top
Superman, everything that's kind of going on, and I think aside from mentioning True Detective, kind of like with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it wasn't that investing of a story, but like Bucky and Falcon's dynamic like carried that show.
Yeah.
Like in
that's
Lanterns,
true.
it could be a case where we have a story that is investing, but also carried by these two characters that like you can't help but watch on screen banter and bicker at each other, but also have to team up and have to figure this stuff out. And you know, that's kind of all. That's really all I want from a show like this. The way it's getting hyped up. It's one of my most anticipated DCU projects. It's like Superman, Supergirl, and Lanterns, like right there.
I mean, it'd be
like,
good to watch the Green Lantern like get something good.
Yeah, what are their
Like,
suits gonna
live
look
action.
like? You know what I mean? Like, will they have skin tight suits, or will they be these like little leather jacket type of things? I have no clue at like what this is going to look like. They obviously got some prestige people attached though. Ozark showrunner, Watchmen writers, a bunch of people like Tom King's on it too. Like just great people. So I really hope it ends up being a smash hit and like event television where we're sat every week waiting for the next. And that's all I can hope for. But you guys tell us in the comments below your thoughts on this topic. What do you think about these casting choices, Brolin and McConaughey even though they're out? What do you think about all this? Tell us in the comments below. We love discussing with you guys. So yeah, please let us know your thoughts. But we're going to go ahead and move on to this next topic. Kind of got released like, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Pretty big. Spider-Man 4 has gotten its director. It is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director, Destin Daniel Cretton. This was big when it dropped. Honestly, this whole debacle of who's directing Spider-Man 4 has been crazy. From John Watts, they want John Watts to return, to Justin Lin, and then like just insane. And then who else was rumored? Was it
Sam Raimi?
I don't think Sam Raimi was.
I thought he was.
I don't think he was.
I'm pretty sure he was.
I know. What's his name? The guy that does the was James Wan? Was he at some point? I forgot. It's like they had a bunch of people just lined up.
I don't think so.
And like they had won't they do the multiversal stuff, because that was a big thing, was rumors of Kevin Feige and Tom Holland wanting to, you know, bring it back to ground level, but Sony, because of the success of No Way Home, obviously.
And I even saw another rumor out there kind of like talking about it's gonna like take place with the villain in New York.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
Okay, I said, okay, that's a very vague rumor. Like, you'd like to think that that's gonna be the case. I mean,
yeah, I hope it's Scorpion. They got to pay that Homecoming.
Is he still doing that Wonder Man too?
Oh, he was lined up to do
Man?
that. He probably has. He's probably gonna do a couple episodes or something like. But I don't know if Shang-Chi 2 is happening, which kind of hurts. But because I low-key want to see more of that, like really bad. Like, but just to add to this, I know it doesn't really have to do with Spider-Man 4, but it does have to do with the repercussions of No Way Home. Apparently there's reports that in further movies after Spider-Man 4, the the Doctor Strange spell at the end of No Way Home to make everyone forget
Mm-hmm.
Peter Parker with Spider-Man will be broken. So I don't know how that's gonna come into effect.
Oh.
Maybe in Secret Wars or something with the incursions. I have no clue. But yeah, what do you think about Destin Daniel Cretton directing Spider-Man 4? The
Dude,
possibilities, it
I
being
mean,
kind of multiversal, maybe
let's
not.
just get one thing out the way here now. I'm not like a John Watts hater or anything, and like he doesn't really, at least from what I've seen from him, he doesn't do bad work. Um, there was just something about those MCU Spider-Man films that, and you could say, hey, it's because it was ran through the MCU slot machine, and that's why the movies look the way they do. But like, there's just something that was like missing in terms of really capturing that Spider-Man like visual. Like, there's just something that was missing from that MCU trilogy. Like, I get it from like the TASM universe. I get it from the Sam Raimi universe. There's just something about those movies. Maybe it's like the tangibility of it. Maybe it's like the fact that like it's not as like MCU like a bunch of CGI kind of thing. Again, it could be a bunch of different things, but I mean, it none of it was ever bad. But like Destin Daniel Cretton, like I feel like he has like a certain vision. Like he already has
Hmm.
shown like he has a way of doing action, choreography, fight scenes, like how dynamic he can make the scenes look and stuff like that. So it does make me wonder like how exactly is the web swinging gonna look? Because the web swinging in the MCU, there's nothing really that special about it. It doesn't feel special. It literally just feels like, look, guys, it's Spider-Man web swing. Like, whereas
Hmm.
in the other movies, I felt like every time Spider-Man web swung, it felt, like something big.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's gonna like just look like. And then on top of it, you have this director who clearly knows how to blend like grounded reality
With
with like
fantasy.
with like fantastical elements and stuff like that. And like I really wonder if he's gonna
We got a
play into
kaiju
that for
battle in the
Spider-Man
end of
4.
Shang-Chi.
Dude,
Like,
this is what I mean though. This is what I mean. Like I wonder what the implications are for Spider-Man 4 if they're like, hey, we don't even have a villain attached yet, and he comes in and he's
he
like,
did give us one of the best
do
MCU
something
villains.
crazy. They
Wenwu
were talking
was
about utilizing
amazing.
Venom. Like
I hope not.
I wouldn't
I
want it, but
no
like I could
thanks.
just imagine
I could
how
too with
Daniel
Sony.
Creighton would approach that.
That's
But
another thing.
yeah, I mean, I'm interested in it. I watched like an episode or two from American Born Chinese. I'm pretty sure he had something to do with that.
Have you ever seen
Um,
Short Term 12?
I've never
Amazing.
seen Short Term 12,
I don't know if
but
that's his debut, but I
I
love
mean,
that
as far
movie.
as it goes, like I like what I'm looking at here. When John Watts first started, I don't think he was like prestige or anything, and he did
No,
just fine. I think Daniel Crane has like certain vision, and like I could at least
he's more
go in
established than
knowing
John Watts
I
for
could at least
sure.
go in knowing the action sequences are gonna eat. If this movie is trash, dog water, whatever, this and that, at least the action sequences are gonna eat. Like it could be MCU slot, but the action sequences are gonna be fire. And I want to see that. Like when you announce Daniel Crane is the director, now I want to see what that looks like. I want to see
Yeah,
what those web swinging scenes and how he approaches that looks like. So
yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
down with it all the way.
I definitely agree. I'd say after the announcement, the first thing that popped into my mind was, John Watts has executed some stories well. He's really good with like the very dramatic moments in those movies. Like he's just really good at like building that up, building that tension, making you really feel about what's going on and actually caring. And like he's
Really
really
good at
good
balancing
at
tone.
that. But when Destin was announced, first thing that came into my mind was like, okay, so we did Shang-Chi. The emotions there, it might not be as, palpable as the Spider-Man movies, but I mean, that's hard. It's Spider-Man. Like, we all care about him before we even walk into the
We
theater.
love that kid. We
That's
really
what I'm
just
saying.
love that kid.
Like,
Like,
but those action sequences, that could really be the jolt into this that people need. And it's very exciting. John Watts is obviously doing more stuff. He's got the Star Wars stuff going on. Wolves is about to drop, and he's
and
doing like
I
Final
think it makes sense to
Destination.
go with somebody different for
Yeah,
this new
and
era
I
of
think what
his
excites me the most is
adventures.
like to me, Love No Way Home. You know, I'm a really big. I like Far From Home more than most people. I guess. I don't know if I guess like, but Homecoming is really the most polished to me. I think that movie is just from top to bottom. It just knows what it's doing.
I would agree.
And it executes it very well. And I do think a lot of that credit goes to Jeff Goldstein, I think his name is, and John Francis Daley, of course, king, absolute king. They wrote that movie. They did not return for Far From Home and No Way Home, and I feel like you can kind of feel that. Is No Way Home a huge event? Does it have some lasting impacts and great emotional moments? Yes, but I mean, the script wasn't even finished when they started filming that movie. And then with Far From Home, that's fairly simple. They kind of went an easy ride after Endgame to kind of lighten up some things. But Homecoming
felt a little bit fillery.
Yeah, Homecoming just has everything. It doesn't use an already established villain. Okay, it has like a peak MCU villain, and he's new. And on top of that, it really like implemented this teenage feel to the franchise that we never really got with Toby and Andrew. They were always just clearly old teenagers, and like the next movie they were in college.
Clearly had a specific tonality.
Yeah, that one was like a teen comedy. It was literally like a teen comedy. It was so fresh too. In the MCU, that was like new. That was like brand new.
Yeah, and everybody was like adults. All the movies you've got up to that point were from like adult characters.
Had adults playing high schoolers. And like even the small characters like Mr. Harrington, like the little teachers and stuff, like even the supporting cast was great. And I just remember loving Homecoming. And that's kind of my concern with this is the writers from Far From Home and No Way Home. They did work on Homecoming, but it's like their name is Eric Summers, and it's another one. I forget his name, but it's two writers and they're returning as main writers. And that's kind of my only concern is like, that script might not be quite as tight or as polished as a Homecoming, but they've shown to cook. They've had moments in Far From Home and in No Way Home where, the tension, the set piece.
Again, I think having Destiny Creighton behind the camera would do a lot. Like,
it would definitely improve it for sure.
I'm not saying John Watts sucks, but like, at least, you know what I mean? Like, at least.
Yeah, we'll say.
It's like it's
as someone who does love Homecoming, John Watts was fairly fresh in that movie. He's talked about it. Like if you look at the behind the scenes, he's like, I didn't even know what I was doing. Like I was on this set with this big budget. He's like, I don't even know. Like it was hard. Like every single day, him and Tom Holland would talk about like how are we gonna execute this? How are we gonna do this? And with Destin, I'm a bit more at ease because he's established way more than John Watts was when he did Homecoming.
He's doing Naruto. So
he's doing Naruto. He's done Shang-Chi. Short Term 12's amazing. He did some episodes of American Born Chinese. And he's obviously, way more established. And I think there's a comfortability factor there. He's already in the factory. It's kind of like the Russos by the point of Infinity War and Endgame. They did Winter Soldier and Civil War, which was like event level. So like they were ready, you know what I mean? And so I think, that gives me lots of confidence in this.
I wonder how many movies they would plan for him to do. If it would just be this.
I hope he does a whole new trilogy.
I mean, might as well.
I'm not with the switch directors every other
never
movie.
Know. I mean, you never know. Knowing what the MCU does, I would not be surprised if they were if they messed around and saw like a 70-something on Rotten Tomatoes and were like, yo, let's get somebody new.
Now that I think about it, they've changed directors in trilogies in every single trilogy besides Spider-Man and Guardians.
Spider-Man.
That's it. Captain America, they changed from Joe Johnston to the Russos. Thor,
Iron
from
Man,
Kenneth
Jon
Branagh
Favreau.
to Taika. Iron Man, Jon Favreau to obviously who directed Iron Man 2?
Shane Black.
No, it was Jon Favreau. Yeah, but Iron Man 3 was Shane Black.
Jon Favreau. Yeah.
Iron Man 3 was Shane Black, and then Ant-Man. We might as well give the first movie's credit to Edgar Wright. like it's just, I hope they keep him. But I just really hope they're telling a story that feels necessary and not trying to capitalize on the whole No Way Home stuff. That's the rumor right now.
I also have a feeling that 𝙎𝙬𝙁 doesn't want to make a bad movie.
Of
Like
course, I think that's every director's
no,
goal.
no, but when I say that, I mean he's not gonna treat it like just another movie in
Like a
his
gun for
filmography.
hire type of thing.
Yeah, like he's gonna be like. I feel like if he saw some, I don't know. I feel like the directing work could do a lot of carry. That's all. For an MCU script, I feel like the directing work is what like really
Mm.
matters. So, I mean, I don't know. I like it. I don't think it's gonna be bad. I
I
really
love
don't.
the
I
choice.
feel like
It was
it could only be
shocking
good.
because we're all talking about, oh, is it gonna be, or is John Watts gonna come back? And then like, boom, Shang-Chi director, and we were like, oh, why? Like that was never
Again,
in the
I'm
rumor
pretty
mill.
sure Sam
I don't
Raimi
think
was a rumor.
he
I'm
might have
almost
been.
certain Sam
Kevin
Raimi
Feige
was
loves
a rumor.
Sam Raimi for good reason, obviously, auteur.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say, speaking of Sam Raimi, Bill Pope shot those movies. Bill Pope was the cinematographer on those movies, and he was the cinematographer on Shang-Chi. Who knows? Maybe he could be brought over by Destin to shoot Spider-Man
I
returning to
wonder
the
who would
franchise.
do the score.
That would be amazing. Yeah,
wonder
is
who would
is
do the score.
Giacchino going to keep this theme and kind of
Yeah.
broaden it more or something? I just hope, the rumors are currently they want to do something multiversal. The rumors are, isn't the rumor that it will take place between Doomsday and Secret Wars?
I'm
Like,
pretty sure.
because that was the whole thing, was everything between that will be set on Battleworld, right?
Dude, this
And
new
like,
trilogy could be like
yeah,
it could be something to chew
with
on.
the way
Like
John
imagine
Watts,
him using like his MCU theme and like making like just changing it to
yeah,
be like more serious,
more
in
mature,
tone
more
and like
dark, yeah,
oh
yeah, for sure.
my
There's
god,
there's real like
Bruh.
potential here, especially with the way they decided
There
to end No
is.
Way Home. They literally threw an alley oop. All you got to do is dunk it, like straight up. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
mess something up. And I just think, I don't think Toby and Andrew will be in it, but it seems like Sony wants to put their fingers in with their
They're trying to
universe
like kick them
somehow.
into the. They're trying to like
How do we bring Venom in? How do we like? And I just hope. I
yeah.
really don't want Sony to keep that whole. I don't know if it was contractual. It had to be because their whole thing was like put an MCU character in every Spider-Man movie.
movie.
In the
Yeah.
trilogy, the first one obviously Iron Man, the second one Nick Fury, the third one Doctor Strange. I really don't want them to keep that up unless we're talking about like Kingpin, or then I'm fine with it obviously. But if he's gonna be
Yeah.
getting mentored and stuff still, or like I don't really care too much for that. It sure. Some could argue, oh, it helps the MCU feel connected, but like I feel like Spider-Man's at a point right now where he is so disconnected. Like it's fine if you don't do that.
Yeah.
Like he's not, Doctor Strange
No, I
showing up
agree.
in Thor Ragnarok. No, he's on his own. Like he's out here getting a
Yeah.
GED and everything. Like I can't wait to see what goes on here. The rumors Zendaya is returning to. Really
More
curious to
Spider-Man
see
though.
how they
More
make
Spider-Man.
that work. Yeah, I just
Always
I'm ready
got
to
room for more
see
Spider-Man in my stomach.
a
Always.
college Peter struggling absolutely on his knees.
Yes, make him
I want
broke.
Peter
Yes.
to be down horrendous. Okay, listen, this is how this character has to be. In high school, it was
We need to see him
Passable.
working at Joe's Pizza.
yeah, it was passable in high school. He's got a he's not gonna worry about bills.
Yeah.
He's a high schooler, blah blah blah. He worries about
Yeah.
the little things, the crushes, the evil
Homework.
villains, homework and stuff like that. Like that's what he's gonna worry about. But this one, he ain't got no Aunt May. Rest in peace.
You got to worry about them bills.
You gotta worry about them
That's what
bills.
you
You
gotta
gotta worry
worry
about them
about.
grades.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if Dr. Connor shows up. I'm really curious to see how this goes. Like, well, I want Johnny Storm to show up now. Like at this one, like
It would
there's so
just
many
be so
possibilities.
cool to like have like that Tony Stark, that RDJ as Iron Man for like Spider-Man.
Arc just
like
over the course of
like
so
that
many
Hugh Jackman
movies.
Wolverine, like that, like we've seen it.
So much
all
development,
bro.
yeah.
Like it's like I want it with. I mean, this is like it here.
It really
Like,
is. It really is. He's
unless
Tom
you're just gonna
Holland
restart, but I can't just see that happening
embodies
anytime
this
soon.
Spider-Man, like just physically, everything about
And
him.
he looks really young. Like
He
he's,
does.
He's barely aging.
He could. He
You-
really
you got
is.
him.
Really.
You
Yeah.
got him.
I just.
He's not trying
I
to
want
be
to see.
the A-list actor that's like winning Oscar. You got him.
Yeah, personally,
You
I'd
have
like to see this build up towards a Sinister Six. Maybe that's just me. Straight up, just pull a Spider-Man PS4 because that's kind of what I want. The opening of this movie should straight up be the intro of Spider-Man PS4.
Just, yeah,
literally.
Just see him fighting.
Use the same music. I don't care. And that should be the opening. Him waking up, looking at the precinct, a bunch of clothes everywhere. He's got a rush, and boom, we're in it. Like Spider-Man, this is his thing. This is what he does. This is his life. He, it hurts. It's tiring, but this is what he got to do. Like that's what I want. That's what I need. I don't care.
Chasm 2 had the right idea before crashing Peter's parents in a plane.
Yeah, I don't care too much about the let's bring Venom in and the Toby and Andrew back. We'll get that. We can get that in Secret Wars. You left the symbiote. Just give it to him in Secret Wars. We don't need black suit Peter Parker in this. We don't need none of that. We don't need to see him fight Venom.
Scorpion, I wouldn't mind if they started laying some notes.
No, they already did. Obviously, they left the symbiote at the end.
No, I'm saying home. Like past that though. I'm saying like past that.
Like give me an example.
Like towards the end of the first movie that is Daniel Cretton's about to direct. Like you see the symbiote like being tested in a lab or something like that,
or kind of enter his apartment or something.
Yeah, or like something like that, where it's just like we're not gonna shove it into this first movie, but just know it's coming and build it up naturally. That way, when you get it, it's not just like where did Venom come from? Why is Sony doing all? It feels a little bit more natural.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this is going to be.
Just slide it
like,
in.
what's the setting of this going to be, too? Like, are we talking about Christmas in New York? Summer in New York?
What are we talking about? Halloween?
Fall in New York? Halloween?
Halloween?
New York? Like, how is this going to...
about here?
Yeah, I'm really curious to see, like, everything they do with this. I just really hope they're telling a story that feels, like, fulfilling to the character, but also, like... takes advantage of what No Way Home was able to give you. Like you literally got a clean slate, broke Peter. Like they gave you everything you need
Don't
to
get me
fulfill
wrong.
audiences.
Putting this right before like the Avengers films does make it a little bit shaky because of
like
the fact that it does
as a setup
feel like
a little bit or something.
Not even that. It just feels like it can't be whatever it wanted to be. Like
that's
like
another
not
thing.
Fully
this has been in
not fully at least
for a while. If you look at the track record, every 2 years a Spider-Man movie has released. Not anymore. So like they're really extending this maybe for a reason. I have no clue. I just hope that throw Scorpion. I just want Scorpion. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I just want that fulfilled, man. Like that post-credit scene was so like it just they just left it open and didn't touch it. And it's like that would be perfect grounded villain
Disney
to go to.
Behind their back. They're making dummy bread with their movies, so they have the budget that they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make this look like crazy, dude. Like, just like
you gotta
just go balls to the wall with it, man.
I mean,
like,
the last Spider-Man movie,
seriously.
granted, you had the hype, the No Way Home, the pandemic kind of being an issue, and people wanting to get out. But 1.9 billion without China in the pandemic is ridiculous. I'm not even trolling. That might have been the highest grossing movie of all time. It might have. If there was no pandemic and it got released in China, it might have been the highest grossing movie of all time. Like, that's crazy.
100%.
You got a chance to really, really do some great stuff. Even if you don't make No Way Home money, guess what? Even if you make like Homecoming numbers, 800 million, cool. Like as long as the audience is satisfied, they'll be there for the next and the next and the next. That's the whole point of this. Don't give us some schlop that's like a one-time thing where there's one cool action sequence, some TASM 2. Like don't give us that. Give us something where people are gonna walk out feeling something, going, that was a Spider-Man story. Where the hell is he going to go next? That's all we want. But yeah, you guys tell us in the comments below your thoughts on this topic. How do you feel about Daniel Cretton, director of Shang-Chi, coming to direct Spider-Man 4? How do you feel about like Zendaya potentially returning as MJ? It potentially being a multiversal story again, maybe set on Battleworld, anything. Go ahead and drop your thoughts below and let us know.
Also, I really do feel like this movie's going to be filming by January.
By January, I'd be very surprised, but I mean, who knows? Maybe. But other than that, let us know your thoughts we're getting into the final topic here, though. We recently saw Beetlejuice. It recently
Stop.
released.
Don't say it one more. Don't
I
say it
can't
again.
say it a third time. You're right. I can't say it a third time.
Say it
But we're
again.
gonna give our spoiler review. Hopefully you've seen it by now. It's been out for almost a week.
Yeah.
But go ahead and give your quick thoughts. Like, I thought it was cool. I mean,
Uh,
I got it down.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Beetlejuice, right?
Right.
The thing is, I don't think anybody was mad. You know that Beetlejuice was
It
coming
wasn't
out.
offensive.
I don't think anybody was opposed to it. Legacy
There's one
sequel.
thing that's a
Michael Keaton's back. Oh, you even got Wednesday in the mix. Tim Burton's directing it.
You even got Wednesday in the mix.
Yeah, come on. Let's do this, man. Nobody was against this movie. Nobody. And it was not a needed sequel whatsoever, but here it is. We have it. And it wasn't that good. No, it wasn't. There's some redeeming qualities about the movie as far as some of the effects go, some of the cinematography, you know, some of the way they go about just filming this stuff. Really cool, really good. I just don't think anything was enough to,
make it feel necessary.
What was kind of not only make it feel necessary, but make you forget about the lackluster script. I mean, there's points in this script where I'm like, geez, and I know I'm not one of them, but I know even a general audience member would facepalm at some of this stuff. Just like weird side quests.
I mean, you can spoiler review.
It's okay. It's a spoiler review. Yeah, let's just get it out the way. The weird side quest with the dead boyfriend. That was very odd to me. Not only in the build up to it, but like then when they built it up and then revealed, oh my god, like he's dead. He killed his family, which I kind of already clocked before they said that. Like shortly after, does his thing get resolved? And like in the easiest way possible. Quickly. And it's like, oh, well, you set that up to do nothing.
Yeah, we spent 20 minutes on that and it was gone in 2.
And then it's that what's that thing when you got the climax and then
the rising action?
Rising action. Yeah. The falling action, yeah. There was none of that. It was just climax. And then it disappeared, just like some other
climax
plots.
Resolved.
It's like
it was climax.
It
resolved.
wasn't even climax. Well, yeah, it was climax
it was literally
resolved.
Climax
but like
resolved.
it was just like there was no falling action. There was no okay. You built it up for this moment.
Yeah.
What does this moment mean?
Yeah, and I don't think there was one.
It's just.
Let me just tell y'all.
Like
there's legit like 5 subplots going on here. By the way, like throughout the course of this movie,
that suck. They suck. I mean,
not all of them suck. They just don't really.
Not all of them suck. There's
well.
just two. Yeah, they don't resolve well, and
most of them
they
are
just
resolved
feel a little bit tacked on,
like lazy Beetlejuice gags. Like most of them are just Beetlejuice pulling some shit out of his pocket. Like so, like what are we doing here?
Beetlejuice literally splitting the fabric of time to teleport and switch into a different character in a nanosecond. Like.
Beetlejuice literally pulling out
Beetlejuice's power
serum.
Level is literally. I'm not even gonna lie.
Pulled out the truth serum to end.
He might beat Goku. Like I think he would beat Goku. No BS. Like
with enough prep time for sure.
But what's her name? Monica Bellucci. Her
she could have actually been an interesting character if that was the focus. If that was just the plot,
if they did something with
the movie,
and not for like half an hour of the movie, forget that she was even a character.
Yeah, at one point,
and then
was in this. Guys, by the way, the goat
Monica. You forgot about Monica Bellucci's character. Come on.
Well, yeah, it's like I remembered Willem Dafoe throughout the course of this movie more than I was forgetting Monica Bellucci. I know. What did he say? What was his catchphrase?
Dude, I don't know. His catchphrase had me
rolling. He was funny, though. He low-key had me laughing the
most.
He
was actually funny, yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. This movie's not that funny.
No.
Definitely not as funny as the first. Also, obviously, Michael Keaton's the standout, but he's just not as... Obviously, I'm not going to harp on a 70-year-old man, but there's just not as much, like, oomph to Beetlejuice in this one as crazy as it is in that first one. It is
They
like
try to kind
he is
of
talking every minute. He is, hey, how you doing, girl? You want something? Oh, I'm sorry, God, did I hit on your girl? No, I didn't mean. I didn't like just all that. Like, there's not really none of that in this one. It's
I feel
more
like
just
in this movie they kind of use
wackiness.
the editing to kind of make you feel that
A little
part of
bit.
Beetlejuice.
Characters looking back and forth and the camera panning and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
and
little
like
bit.
the
Yeah.
quick cuts and like quickly cutting to like a close shot of Beetlejuice and then far shots,
hmm
and it's like I feel like they kind of do that. But yeah, I feel like, and again, the practical effects in this movie were so good. There's just something
They're
about
amazing.
like practical
It's like the
effects because
highlight
we
of
just
this
got done.
movie.
Oh, 100%.
It also
We
looks
just got done
good. The
watching
movie looks
Alien
good, by the way. It looks
Romulus.
great.
Yeah, I mean the cinematography is like it's really good, but that blended with like the practical effects,
Yeah,
blended
for
with
sure.
the miniatures and some of the like the way that all of that cinematography and how that blended on screen looked really good. But the fact of the matter is, like the script, it just goes on these side quests, and it's hard to just
Care
like
about them when there's a new one
it's not
introduced
even
every
hard to
5 minutes.
care about them. It's not even that it's hard to care about them. It's kind of just like, okay, like you've built them up, but I feel the movie ending, and it's
Oh
like
yeah,
like
definitely.
and then it's like, oh wait, the
when it
movie's
got
not
to
ending. There's like
the
20
church,
minutes left.
when it got to
Oh
the church, I was like, oh, I was
yeah,
like, how is this gonna go? And literally within a span, I'm not even joking, of like
30
3
seconds
minutes,
is all it took.
like
No, 30
4
seconds.
of the subplots got resolved. I'm not even trolling, and they were all like just gags and like other
Just
stuff.
felt like a lot of filler in the movie, and it made the movie feel longer than it is.
I don't want to be too negative because it is enjoyable. Like, it's definitely for the
It's
effects and the
enjoyable.
cast,
No,
price of
no,
admission for sure.
100%. Again, like the effects. There's some. We just got done watching Alien Romulus. Use a ton of practical effects. There's something about this movie that has a magic
I
to
think
the
because it's not
practical effects
afraid
that
to
it
show it. It's
uses.
using stop
Yeah,
motion. You can
yeah.
clearly
It's
tell when
kind
a
of
face is doubled and like
you can
it's
clearly
like
tell when the miniature is being used to like
yeah, it gives.
film
I will
the
say the
setting
opening
and
is
stuff
low
like
key like
that.
the best part of the movie.
The
Like
opening
the
is
way it
amazing.
opens up is almost pretty much identical to the original movie, but it just kind of transports you back into the Beetlejuice world. And then like
And I mean, the performances were well too. I mean, like Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice. He hasn't really lost a step. Like
I thought Catherine
like
O'Hara was
it's
like the
not.
second standout.
Yeah,
She was
Catherine O'Hara
amazing.
was actually like
She's
really
so
really good and
funny. I
got a
love
lot.
her.
Her character and Willem Dafoe's character, I didn't
Actually, yeah,
expect to
yeah.
laugh
She got the most
as
laughs out of me
much
for sure.
between
She did.
those two.
There's just an
But yeah,
absurdity to her character that complements the like world, the wackiness of the world. Like,
something about Winona Ryder's character was missing for me. Something about her character just
I
kind
think
of
she
felt
was pretty
like
much on par, like exactly Lydia.
I
Dark,
I think she
serious.
was, but I
Like,
think it doesn't it's not
it
as
doesn't have that
good
wow
because
factor,
she's
I
not
guess.
young. Like when you're young and edgy, like you kind of like it kind of
It's
that's
a bit
kind of
more
like
interesting than an old and edgy
yeah
person. Yeah,
yeah
I
it is.
guess.
And like I think
Whoa,
the
whoa,
only
whoa,
interesting
my
thing
bad. I
about her
didn't mean to call her
character,
old. Didn't mean to call her old. She's a
I
queen.
think the only interesting thing that they did with her character was like that beginning sequence when she was like doing that little ghost show and stuff like that. Like
Dude, can
I
we
wish they would
talk
have
about
played
the
into more of
fact
that
that
stuff.
they start the movie out with that, and it is
Never
never
comes back.
comes back until
Winona Ryder, you
literally
were?
the
Oh, we
very
didn't know.
end. And
Yeah.
there's a sequence at the end of this movie where like Jenna Ortega gets pregnant with the baby Beetlejuice or whatever, and
What are
it's
we
a
doing?
dream. I was like, what is going
I said,
on? All I'm
Zack
gonna
Snyder is
say,
the blueprint. This is not the nightmare timeline.
if you were wondering if like this is the movie to tell you that Tim Burton is back, no, he's not. Like I'm just gonna be
He's a
honest.
fraud.
He don't got the magic no more. Like Wednesday, enjoyable mostly
Yeah.
because of Jenna Ortega, not because of Tim Burton. Like it's already built on the backs of the Addams Family IP and stuff like that. That don't got nothing to do with Mr. Burton. And we don't talk about Dumbo. We definitely don't talk about that. You know what I mean? Like this just. I remember just seeing the interviews flood over and over of Tim Burton being like, it was this movie that made me fall back in love with the passion of filmmaking. And it made me realize, you know, how much I care about this. It was this movie when I was coming up with this story, and I'm like, okay, it better be good. And it's like, this is the story. What is the story here?
Yeah, I mean, it has that legacy sequel problem where it's like you give us a lot of what we wanted, but you just didn't do it as good.
Yeah,
Like,
you kind of
you
focus
like
on what made the first movie work
yeah,
instead of making something that feels
making the
necessary.
movie work instead of making
Yeah,
the movie.
it's
mean,
odd,
like
and I think the most
so many
frustrating
things about
part.
this movie just feel tacked on. Like
The
in
most
terms of the
frustrating part about this
scripts.
is you finish the movie and you just can't help but think that if they cut like 3 of these subplots, you can
Bro.
actually have a great like you actually have a great Beetlejuice sequel. You know, I think Jenna Ortega, love her. She didn't need to really be in here. I
No,
think
she
personally
didn't.
they could have told a really interesting story with just having Lydia come back. Like I think they could have,
Yeah,
like, especially the way her character starts, she's like having PTSD. Like if you just make her experience that Beetlejuice again
it's weird.
without the
It feels like
need of
Jenna
a daughter and
Ortega was
stuff
like dropped
added.
into the movie. It's
How can I
so
put Wednesday in here?
weird.
That movie just crushed it on Netflix or that
It
show.
feels like she was like just like Kobe'd into the movie. Like it's crazy.
yeah,
Like
it's
that's
kind of
wild.
odd. Obviously, I'd say the highlights here, like we said, the effects,
It looks
the
so
look of the
good.
movie, the
They really do.
cast, the costumes, the makeup, all that. The music was quite a delight, even though it doesn't quite hit the highs of that Deo
No.
sequence. There's a musical sequence at the end of this one that was enjoyable, but went on for far too long. Like I was like, oh, we're still okay.
Still going.
I guess we're still. There must be another gag. No, we're just like singing, and it's like
I thought it
oh,
was gonna be like the School of Rock ending when the credits just started showing. Like,
that would have been the sickest
uh,
credits, and they break the fourth wall, and they're like, who are these people on the side? That would have been pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I enjoyed the experience, but there was moments, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I was so excited for this, and I'm a huge fan of the OG. There was just moments during this movie where I'm not joking. I was kind of checking out, not in a way
checking
where
out
I
100%.
literally went to sleep or anything. No, it's just like I literally
It's
felt
tough.
myself going like,
It's
oh,
really
let me sit, like I gotta be invested. Let me try to invest
no.
myself.
I mean, yeah, I got to the point where I was kind of like, I'm here.
Yeah,
Like I'm
there's
in the
also
theater.
there's a certain
What do you expect me to do? Just walk out and like say, forget this movie. I'm not gonna finish it, but review it and talk about it as a whole movie. Like I was just like, I'm here. Let me try to enjoy it. And it's like the movie was like, how dare you?
how
Try
dare
to
you
enjoy
try to
my
enjoy a
try to enjoy my
movie.
movie.
What?
Try to enjoy my movie.
Here
What's wrong with
here
you?
goes teen romance done by someone who forgot
Yeah.
to know how to do it. Like what are we talking about? By the way, there's a subplot in here with the it's not Jenna Ortega's no, it's not Lydia's. No, it
Her
is Lydia's
grandpa.
dad. It
would
is
be her
Lydia's dad.
grandfather.
No, it was Jenna Ortega's grandfather. Yeah.
Jenna Ortega's. Yeah. I'm talking.
Yeah, there's a subplot in here. Just why? Why is the movie hinging on this person, and why is this a
It's great.
subplot throughout the entire course of the movie when the character number one is dead? Number two, I understand the afterlife and stuff. Number two, I mean, you're just reminding me of this actor who did some unspeakable things.
It's
and
weird
like,
how it honestly looking back at it too. It is odd
how
how
important
much they use the character's name.
of a character he is. Well, the name is fine.
No.
I don't care
No,
if they
but
reference
it's
him,
like-
but like we're going
No, but I'm
back to
saying you would
him
think they
and
would
like
just call him like dad or grandpa, like
yeah,
a
I
lot.
guess yeah, they're like Charles
More
or,
than
or
they
whatever.
do.
Yeah, I think it is Charles.
They like
Yeah,
call
it's
him
weird.
like by his government name.
Yeah,
They're like, remember this character? This
it's
one?
rough. And all I'm gonna say,
Were they cooking?
Tim Burton not beating some of those allegations. I'm not even gonna go into.
Oh man,
Tim Burton just don't
You got
got
it,
the
man.
magic
You got it.
anymore. Like, is it enjoyable? Yes, but I will say, and I thought
the
about it,
practical
like
effects are so good.
when
Like,
when
I
we
just
got
love looking
home,
at it.
like the first thing that popped into my mind was just like how much of this movie was enjoyable because of Tim Burton. And I came to the quick conclusion, none, pretty much. There is no real like directing like prowess here or an injection of Tim Burton that isn't being carried by already established things in this franchise.
The idea of Beetlejuice is carried.
But that's what I'm saying. These are things that are already
like
established.
What
the
Tim
practical
Burton
effects
has done,
already established.
Yeah,
the characters
but I'm just talking
already
about as far as
established.
like the first movie, Beetlejuice 1, like the reason that was so cool is because
yes, it was creative. It was unique. And
it feels like Tim Burton didn't do anything but just show you again, like, this is cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like in the first movie, he was like, oh, I'm at least going to show you, like, how the movie can be interesting or how the characters can be interesting.
For sure.
Or how the directing can be interesting. But this one, it's kind of like, I already have Beetlejuice. Like, he's
kind of
leaning to show you anything more than that. Like,
and I think what's even more head scratching is the first Beetlejuice movie isn't trying to be dramatic at all. Like, it is full wacky. It is full camp. It's got the effects. It's got the zaniness, and it's in here. But this movie clearly does the legacy sequel thing where they're like, let's make it emotional, right? Which is okay. But the issue, it was so head scratching was there is something emotional here that is
something
not
good in. There's a good movie in here somewhere.
There's some dramatic elements in here that could work if you give it time. You have things like Lydia and Jenna Ortega's character, not being on good terms. Build that. Why are we off?
My wife needs to be in the movie.
I don't blame him. Listen. I don't even.
I mean, I'm not mad. I like looking at Monica Bellucci. Like,
I see Monica Bellucci. I'm throwing her in the movie too. I can't even lie. But I mean, like, you're clearly trying to be more emotional. So go there. Don't be scared.
The stuff between the mom and daughter just could have been so much better.
Even the stuff with Astrid's dad, like her birth dad, like her biological father. It's like there is something there that you can actually tell between the three of them. Her biological dad, Lydia, and Astrid. There's so much there because she clearly clings on to her dad, but she has an issue with her mom, and there's something there. There's a triangle there, where Lydia wants good terms with Astrid, still admires
her husband.
Yeah, it's like didn't see that one coming at all.
My thing is, you're already wasting time. Like, bro, why does Lydia even need somebody? Like why? Like, we're just wasting time at this point. Like, it's like
because
Lydia's
comedy.
Lydia's not the type of character to spend a whole movie.
That was like oddly out of character too. It slips my mind how long they've known each other or whatever. Didn't he literally say a couple months or something? I don't know, but
so weird.
It seems out of character because the whole point of that original was like Lydia did not want to marry Beetlejuice. Granted, obviously she's a kid, Beetlejuice, little perv, obviously all that stuff, but it just doesn't really seem in character for her to be like pressured into marrying someone in like a day. Weird. It's so odd, and I
could have
understand.
threw that entire subplot away for the sake of more mother-daughter moments.
Literally, they go 10 times better. The only reason they go back to the town is because of Charles' death. It's like that's when you could have left him. That's when you could have left the manager. Like, you got to go do personal stuff. Cool, he's a manager. Yeah. But no, you tag him along. Now you got to.
But no, they want the guys. He just wanted her for her money and stuff. Yeah, and it was like we got that like the moment.
Literally, like it wasn't even remotely subtle. Let's count all the subplots. Actually, you got the subplot with Astrid and her father. You got the subplot with Astrid and her mother. You have the subplot with Lydia and her manager getting married. You have the subplot with Monica Bellucci coming back to take Beetlejuice. You got
Danny DeVito's character should have been an entire subplot in this movie.
Literally, if you're gonna do that,
I want to see the janitor do his thing.
No, but you have Monica Bellucci like scrunching people up in an accordion by sucking the soul out of them. They made a good joke with that too. By the way,
She's a real soul sucker. I said,
these are the jokes we laugh at today,
God, they
Timothy.
Understand me. They understand me, the soul sucker. Oh my God.
They're literally me on the screen. Oh my goodness. It was it's a mess. It is a mess.
This is how you know they got the execs kids in the This is how you know.
Like I will say, if you do go see this movie, I don't think you're gonna walk out like not liking it. You might be a little disappointed or underwhelmed, because that was me. I was like, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna act like it wasn't.
I can imagine the general audience is probably just gonna vibe with it.
Yeah, it's got stuff going for it. Obviously, the cast is a huge standout, just carrying everything on a plate. Catherine O'Hara by far is doing God's work with the script, and you can just tell good. She's like, her character, and even in the original, it just complements the zaniness of the world of the movie of Beetlejuice,
and the dynamic between her and like her daughter.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Like, she's so bougie. I just love Delia. I love her character so much.
She's stupid rich.
And then obviously, it's visually great. The music's great. You're gonna have a good time. There's moments in here where you're gonna be, Beetlejuiced. The juice is gonna be loose, and you're gonna love it. Yeah. You're gonna love all of it. But it is a mess. You're gonna walk out going, well, I didn't quite.
And again, I think even see what they were trying to do here will be like, really, at some of the
what were they trying to do here exactly? Were they trying to make a movie about a mother and daughter?
I really do feel like the stuff with the boyfriend is really gonna have a lot of people being like, okay, unserious behavior, very.
I was like, dude, what's this, Timothy? What? Why couldn't we have just Astrid and her mom make up? Why did we? What's all this, Timothy? What?
Timothy Burton is crazy.
What's going on? I don't even know if his name is actually Timothy or if it's just Tim.
It's probably just Tim.
I don't even. Yeah, it's crazy. He is not back. But the cast is. The cast is great. I'm just gonna. I'll keep saying it because that's
surprisingly works like really well. Like,
other than the practical effects, that is like the that's what's gonna keep you entertained. Is just this cast is dynamic and just the bickering, the jokes, the zaniness, everything.
Turn off your brain and like you would have.
Yeah, you'll have a time. I was stuffing my face with popcorn. Great. Part of that was Jenna Ortega was on screen for a lot of the runtime. And that's gonna help. It's just it's gonna have an impact on me.
I was eating a glizzy, so.
And that was our review for Beetlejuice. Don't say it 3 times. I wonder.
You're messing with powers that you cannot comprehend.
Oh my goodness, that's the best. That's the best clip ever from Ted 2. If you guys know,
you're meddling with powers you can't comprehend.
Are you crazy? Don't bring that guy in here. Oh my goodness, man. It's just, that's peak.
Do not.
Honestly,
do not bring that guy in.
Beetlejuice scene more funny than the entire movie that we just watched. But the movie's doing great. So hopefully there's a sequel. Or hopefully there's a sequel and they have to call it Beetlejuice. They have no choice. They have to. And I just hope, maybe they go in a better direction. But, I enjoyed myself. I did give it a positive rating. Like, at the end of the day, there's too much, like, star power on the screen for you to just, like, not like it.
Yeah, and they're good. They're good. It's not like they're there for a paycheck and clearly not giving a shit about what they have to do. And they're just there for the paycheck.
Yeah, you can tell they're having fun on set.
They're having fun. And
those vibes are always nice. And I think you'll enjoy it if you see it. It is just... a bit of a mess. From start to finish, honestly, like
script really just has like you got to use a couple revisions,
a couple passes, man. Like, come on. So hopefully, if it does get another one, hopefully it's more clean. It's more back to basics because I feel like that's why the original works. It's literally so simple. Like, Just
Yeah, it's not trying to do too much. This one was trying to do. It was like, bro, we have to do a lot. Like it was like
yeah.
not even
It's
letting
been
you
30
question.
years. We have to do a lot. Or
What you
40
mean?
maybe? I don't know.
Like they. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at another one,
I
but
mean, I'll be
my
seated.
expectations, yeah, my expectations just wouldn't be very
Michael Keaton seemed to
high.
step into the shoes perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys tell us your thoughts though if you've seen Beetlejuice. Tell us your thoughts on the movie. Anything. Even the original. Compare it. How much do you like it more or less than the original? Anything like that? Who is the standouts for you? Anything. We love discussing with you guys in those comments below. So let us know your thoughts. But that is going to do it. That is it for this episode of Double Feature. We'll be back very soon to talk about Transformers and some more DC Marvel news, obviously.
Hopefully by the time this podcast drops, Shannon Sharp won't be trendy.
Jeez. Oh my goodness. Don't even look that up. Don't even look that up. Please don't even look that up. But yeah, if you've made it this far and you haven't, please, you just sat here for an hour watching us yap. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe
If you
button.
like us yapping that much,
click the bell. That's what I'm saying. All of that. It helps out the channel a ton. Gets us in the algorithm, and it's free. Like, come on. You can obviously visit the links in the description to support us even more. But other than that, it's been your boy Keezy.
Big boy Kales.
And hopefully we will see you all in the next one.